Hello, Lions, and welcome to Tacit Tuesday, October 1st at Linda Elementary School. I am Mr. Garcia, your assistant principal, and there is no other place I would rather be than right here on the Linda campus with all of you great students, great staff, and I love it here. The temperature today, my gosh, Lions, is going to be a blistering 101 degrees, and we're going to be slow roasting here in the Traeger for at least a week. Therefore, drink lots of water. Every time you go by a water fountain, take a drink of water. If you feel like you're getting lightheaded out on the playground, go to the shade in the grass area and lay on the grass, lay down in the shade, lean up against a tree, but you've really got to take care of yourself because it is going to be hot for the next several days. Okay. Teachers, thank you very much for getting your lunch count and attendance in. I always appreciate that. Extra announcement now for Mrs. Worm. Today is Custodian Appreciation Day. And so Mrs. Worm is encouraging all of us to show our thanks to Kevin, Vong, and Carlos whenever we see them. These men work hard and they deserve our appreciation. So thank you, Lions. Please thank Mr. Kevin. You see him mostly during the day, but any of the custodians, please thank them. Perfect attendance. I wanted to talk about this again. I already talked about it. This is Mrs. Messick's class. Completed perfect attendance. I know she's not the only one, so other teachers, if you have completed this, please get this into us. Let's get the Otter Pop party for you guys because it is so hot this week. Now is the perfect time to have that. PBIS today, Lions. What are the 3 words of PBIS? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Respectful, responsible, safe. Yes, and I know you guys are getting this all memorized. Remember, we've talked about the words that we use, and I really want to stress this again. Use words that are uplifting to people, that are affirming people happy. Say hello to people when you walk by them. Even when you go through the cafeteria, say thankful to the ladies who serve you the food. We're going to read a couple of lion cards here today. Okay, starting off with Miss Coughlin. And my unique set a goal and reaches her goal. Heart, Mrs. Coughlin. The next one is for Cyrus and Mrs. Coughlin. Very respectful and responsive. Always count on him to do the right thing. Great job, Cyrus. Next one is for Yana Lise. Yana Lise is a great friend and role model, always helping me. Great job, Yana Lise. Super proud of you. Aurora and Mrs. Coughlin. Noticed a student was struggling in math, and she reached out to help. Great job, Aurora. Next one is Julian. Julian is hardworking, ready to learn, and so respectful. Julian, I am so super proud of you. Next one is for Miss Lee. Now this is a shout out to another teacher. Mrs. Coughlin says that you have been an awesome co-coach with me at Heart and Soul. You are always asking how others are doing. Your students love you and you are a wonderful teacher. Thank you for being a great teaching partner. Heart, Mrs. Coughlin. Wow, Mrs. Lee, I'm super proud of you. And thank you so much, Mrs. Coughlin, for that shout out to one of your fellow teachers. The next one is for Moana in Mrs. Messick's class. Moana is an amazing second grader, kind and hardworking every day. Heart, Mrs. Messick. Next one is for Jenica in Mrs. Messick's class. Jenica works hard and is asking questions when she doesn't understand how to do something. Love how she works. Heart, Mrs. Messick. Next one is for Michael and Mrs. Messick. Michael is an awesome student. He pays attention to lessons and does his best. Heart, Mrs. M. Next one is for Nathan in Mrs. Papo's class. Nathan is doing an amazing job in AR and earned his first book. Heart, Mrs. Papo. Great job, Nathan. And then this one is for Kylie in Mrs. Papo's class. Kylie is doing a great job in AR and taking almost 2 tests a day. Heart, Mrs. Papo. Finally, one last one for Rosie Harriman in Mrs. Magana's class. Rosie is kind, except Rosie is always kind and goes with the flow when changes are made. Heart, Mrs. Hughes. Great job, students. Wow, so proud of all of you. All right, lunch today, barbecue pulled pork sandwich. Or pulled chicken sandwich. Sounds good. You're going to have some baked beans, pickled onions, jicama sticks. Sounds good, Lions. Just go for that. Birthdays. Max Estrada Valdez, a 6-year-old in Mrs. Perez's class. Isaias Garibaldo, an 8-year-old in Mrs. Carlson's class. Mariah Malone, a 7-year-old in Mrs. Olensky's class. And Julian Silva Duarte, an 11-year-old in Mrs. Coughlin's class. Happy birthday to you all. Okay, real quick. What did the lumberjack say to the tree? I have an axe to grind with you. All right, let's go ahead and stand for the flag salute. Hats off, hoods off. Hand over your heart. Oh, you know, I moved my flag. My flag's now over here. Hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, super duper lions, remember, be here every day. Don't miss school, because when you miss school, you miss out. Right, be here every day, okay? And remember, the world is a different place. The world is a better place because you're in it. So have a great day, Lions, and we'll see you around.